can't see nobody stopping us. Yeah, we're unstoppable. Went through a whole lot of obstacles. I swear we did the impossible.
Kewana was there in the chat. All right, so how y'all feel about that, Kewana and Jernell? We can start with Kewana. Whoever unmuted first.
Oh, I think that was me.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So first, like you said, the drama did not start with us. Roxy started the drama. We didn't say anything for 7 months. We just let her drag us on the internet and shoot subliminals at us for 7 months. And we did an interview on January 9th. And we were asked questions on the panel. And we answered them truthfully. She got upset and started dragging us more. More people start, like such as you and a couple other YouTube people had reached out to us, and we did a few more interviews. And anytime we speak our truth, we get dragged. And then the bad part about it is the stuff that they're saying are lies. And I'm just really tired of talking about it. It's been a great distraction from Naziyah. I guess people think because we addressing the situation that it's a distraction from what we've been doing with Naziyah. We are still actively participating in efforts to support Naziyah's story. As far as a memorial, we haven't even got justice for her yet. We appreciate anyone who is interested in participating in a memorial, and we will let you know when that memorial will be at a later date. We are in contact with people, officials in Detroit, in the city, who are working with different support systems and nonprofits who are working on putting together a memorial for Naziyah. And we all agreed that it would be best to do a memorial after we have all the facts and justice is served. And that's all I have to say. So all the slander and calling people out of their names and different stuff, that needs to stop, because I never called you out of your name. I could, but I'm not. You're not even worth that energy. So y'all, whoever want to keep on believing what Roxy and Kenya have to say, keep on going ahead. As far as what was it, the picture? You can tell that picture is a selfie, and Mark D took the picture. I did not take the picture. And there were other people who are there who called me immediately after they saw that and said, you did not take the picture. But I'm gonna let Kewana now, because I'm tired of talking about the drama.
Before you go,
it, and that's deal with it. Eat the shit.
Hold on, Kewana. Hold on one second. Somebody say too only focus was for her to agree to put these issues. That's the thing. This is beyond putting the issues to the side. Have y'all ever, do y'all not know what it's like to be slandered, disrespected? They was online telling the people that Kewana wanted Mark D's, and y'all expect them to come kumbaya at a memorial? Make that make sense. Y'all, who would in their right mind would do that in real life? Without wanting to knock fire out somebody when you see them. That's not cool. That's not going to work. That's not reality. So I get what y'all saying, but at the same time, I don't think it's a good idea.
I just want to say one thing. Like, why do we need to come together? I am not with what they're doing. So no, I am not coming together. Now, if Tootie comes here and wants to do something in the city and she invites me, I might come. But if Kenya and Roxy are involved in anything, I am not participating in it, because I do not agree with the things that Roxy does. I have said this more than once. We do not have to come together to get justice for Naziyah. I can do that alone or with other parties with Kewana. I don't have to deal with negativity and disrespect to get justice for Naziyah. I don't understand why people want us to come together. We were together, and look where we are now.
exactly.
We were together. And then Roxy pushed us off the cliff because she claimed somebody told her something. but never contacted any one of us to discuss the situation or never show any proof of what someone told her. We were talking behind her back. Are we in the third grade? I know I'm not. I'm 43 years old. I am not in the third grade anymore. If I got a problem with you or I have some concerns about some he say, she say, I'm going to call you personally. So, no, there is no, I don't, I just, at this grown age, I got boundaries. And my boundary is that I don't want to have anything to do with Roxy. And now Kenya, since she stepped up to the plate and started the same drama over and over again. I don't want to have nothing to do with them. I'm sure they don't want to have nothing to do with me. And that's cool. Y'all move in your direction. I'm going to move into mine. So all that kumbaya stuff, that's not going to happen. The only one I'm kumbaya with or doing any positive energy with is for the Naziyah.
That's right. You done, T?
Yep, it's your flow.
I wanted to speak on this. And I'm gonna try to be as adult as I can, because again, I have stepped outside of my emotions the whole time. Okay. We were mourning Naziyah, a child that we loved, and not just her alone, the other children that remain in the home, the other children within the family. Okay. We haven't even had a chance to mourn properly or to, collect ourselves. And everybody that know us know that we have been a mess and still trying to be strong and move in the direction of getting complete justice for Naziyah. Okay. And I want to speak on a few things because I feel that it's only right, since I'm the one that keeps getting brought up in every conversation. At this point, everybody has to make it make sense, because I'm not the only one that has answered questions. I'm not the only one that has questions. Okay. We answered questions accordingly. I'm not going to lie to appease anyone. If I'm asked a question, I'm going to answer it honestly. That's who I am. Okay. So to constantly come for me, we got to kind of make that make sense. And everybody have to sit back and ask themselves a question. Why do they keep coming for Kewana? When you see me, you see Jernell. We are both speaking out on real facts and events that happened during the time, during this whole process. That didn't deserve for us to be slandered on the internet. Okay. Not only that, Kenya is my older cousin. She's basically an elder in the family. When you're over 50, you are now in senior mode. So to sit back and get on the internet and be, gangster and talking about snatching me up as if I'm ever gonna allow that to happen. One thing that I'm gonna do, and one thing that I have done this whole time, was try to respect what was going on only for Naziyah. And I shut up. Through all the slander, I shut up because I said to myself, this not about me. And as many times as I wanted to speak out, I had to remain with the understanding of this is bigger than me. But again, I am constantly named in everything, and it doesn't make sense, especially when I didn't start anything. Roxy went on the internet and said things about myself, and she said it. She continued to drag me constantly. Kenya dragged me constantly. They tiptoed around Jernell a lot, but they brought her name into it as well. And at this point, you gotta. My question to both of them is, I'm gonna give them 24 hours to answer this. Why? Because you heard somebody said something? That don't make no sense. Because like Jernell said, you have both of our numbers. We could have solved this problem just with a simple phone call. Show us the facts. You can't show us. It started with somebody said Jernell messaged. Mind you, Jernell sent the message. Okay, so Jernell supposedly sent this message that you can't produce, and you keep saying Kewana name. Make it make sense. No, there's a personal vendetta against Kewana, and we need to understand why. So let us know why, and don't let it be a hearsay, because again, we are all adults, and this is supposed to be about Naziyah. Y'all created division in the family. Okay, nobody was allowed to be there to mourn Naziyah as far as the children in the family. That's what I've always had a problem with. For you know what? Yes, the adults are hurting, but we're talking about the children that grew up aside of her. And you can have all the problems you want to have with the parents, but the children are innocent. You spoke on my child, who's a minor, lied on my child, lied on my relationship with my child, lied on my relationship with my mother. I want everybody to understand this. My mother died of natural causes. And in no time do you speak on a deceased, whether you speaking about me or not, and touch on anything that you felt me and my mother went through. Because one thing is for sure, I've always stood on business with my mother. Yes, we didn't have the best relationship. Yes, when we start talking about family dynamics, we got to go all the way back to the origin of things. This didn't start and stop with a net. Let's just be honest here. This don't start and stop with a net. Okay, but I'm gonna leave that alone into a later date, because right now this about Naziyah. But I could have said all the stuff that you went through with your mama, Kenya. I could have spoke on all the rumors within the family that you did to your mother before she left earth. Okay, but I didn't do that to you. I didn't do that to you. I could have. But my thing is, once again, if it's about Naziyah, what is the conversation? You bringing up my brother, you trying to create division between amongst me and my siblings. Oh, but you want justice? You about the family now. You just got to kind of sit back and make it make sense. And to everybody that's got questions, just go all the way back. You can't show a time when me and Jernell ever went on the internet and dog Kenya and Roxy out. This started with Roxy. And as a mother first, and a grandmother, and an elder in the family, Kenya, what you should have done was step to your child and said to her, "You wrong," because I'm a mother of adults, and I'm also a mother of a minor, and my parentage don't start and stop when they right or wrong. It's throughout all. If my child is wrong, I'm gonna say that to my child, and she was wrong. You guys sat on a platform and dogged me out with a man that I have never had any intention. And I got text message. I can drop my receipts. Show me a text message, which is common communication, where Mark can say that I ever flirted with him in any kind of way. You can't produce that. You can't. So we're gonna go off. Kenya and Roxy overheard a conversation. They were so-called there with Mark. Well, of course they would say that. They've been coming for me forever now. So of course they would stand together and being together and come for Kewana. It don't make sense. And even if you felt he felt I was being flirtatious, okay? What adult goes on the internet to say she was talking nice to me? That's not a flex. You can't say you touched me. You can't say I ever never. And matter of fact, I can take it further than that. There's not a man standing there can say since my last relationship that they has touched Kewana. And if they can come forward, my last relationship was in 2024 of July, darling. They can't say I'm willing to pay them $500 to $1,000 if they can show proof right now that they touched me beyond a hug or saying hello. Cause that's not, I'm not loose. Well, yeah, we all got I got some skeletons I can dig out my closet and blow the dust off. We all do. But to attack my character as a person, no, that was wrong. And make it about cause something Mark said, and you're my family. You are a bloodline, and you're an elder. You sat there with your child and slandered my name with a man that you didn't even know. But you want justice for Naziyah. You're creating division in the family. You bringing up me and my siblings. Let's talk about your household, can you? Let's talk about what you've been through with your children. Because I can go there. You wrong. You wrong and your daughter's wrong. And I find it funny that y'all keep on mentioning me. Why? What is it about Kewana? I can tell you what it is about Kewana. Kewana has grown into her femininity. Kewana is trying to be more adult like, and Kewana is trying to move in a more mature manner with everything that she does. And y'all trying to bring me into my lower self. You want me to cuss and fuss on the internet. You want me to show my ass. And I'm not going to give you that time of day. I'm just not. I could, because snatching me up is the last thing I'm worried about. And anybody that know Kewana knows that. And if anything, you should have been applauding me and said, I'm proud of you. That's what I deserve from you, Kenya, as an elder, over 50 years old, as a grandmother, as a parent. Okay? But instead, you went on the internet and did exactly what your daughter did. Instead of you saying, wait a minute, y'all, this not right. This about Naziyah being one of the eldest in the family. Let's cut this. Let's cut them cords that we pulling on right now, and let's keep this about what's important. That's not what you did. We shut up for a whole year. We've watched merchandise be sold in Naziyah's name. Yes, we have a problem with that. If the proceeds aren't going towards her. Yes, it's great that you got a journey that you want to go upon, as we all do in life. But when you selling merchandise that has Naziyah's face, Naziyah's name, and about Naziyah, sell Roxy Rocks merch. Sell that. If you selling merchandise under Naziyah names, then everybody should know where the proceeds are going. And we're talking about over a year. We're talking about cash apps. We're talking about money being handed in your hand that we all stood there and watched at the courthouse. I didn't go on the internet and slander you for that. But what I am going to say to you is you're wrong. You can't do that. And no matter how you feel about Marquita Shannon, Annette, there's children involved that loved Naziyah, that suffered all year and some change. They lived in that household with her. They loved her. And they weren't even invited to the balloon release. And so was none of the other children in the family. This isn't just about the community. Even if you say hell with the adults, you still got to think about the children. They are our future. They are the ones that got the torch now. You lived your life, Kenya. You are over 50. Roxy, you got children of your own. How would you feel if your children had a bond with Naziyah and they weren't invited to a balloon release? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how all the children feel that weren't there. It's not right. It's wrong. And accountability goes a long way. Take that first. Take accountability. Stop trying to blame because you can't, because the facts are out. All everybody got to do is go back on the internet from the beginning and see that we don't see Jernell and Kewana saying anything wrong. So because we did an interview and we were asked questions, and you can't say that we meant anything malicious because, honey, first and foremost, that's not even the type of time that she was on. Nor is it the type of time that ISIS is on. But guess what? Right is right and wrong is wrong, and y'all are wrong. And instead of saying, you know what, we could have did this a whole nother way. We were wrong. You're not even willing to do that. You're gonna keep on saying Kewana, and you can't even explain why. Explain why, can you? Why are you mentioning Kewana, Roxy, and Kenya? For what? What do you guys keep on speaking on me for? And then y'all toss Jernell in there. Y'all sprinkle a little bit of her on there. Oh, well, we gonna come for Kewana, but Jernell, you just getting a little bit because we want Kewana. Yeah, well, why? Explain why. Because the last thing that I am is scared. But what I am is I'm brokenhearted. What I am is I'm still in the fight to get complete justice for Naziyah. So that means I'm putting my emotions aside. Okay? So don't try to, you know, come for me. Because I didn't send for neither one of y'all at all. We work together. Like she said, we work together. You, you started this, Roxy. You went on the internet and dogged us out and put us in awkward situations with our children. You don't want to talk about that. What if you were put in the awkward situation with your children? So at this point, for me, I'm not willing to sit at the same table with y'all. No, we're beyond that. Like she said, y'all do what y'all want to do over there, and we're gonna do what we want to do over here. Because y'all had ample opportunity to say, you know what, we're wrong. And we apologize. We're past that point now. And y'all continue to do it for no reason at all, other than hearsay. Okay? And it's wrong. And you know you're wrong. I'm keeping up the bull crap. How? I haven't said anything. If a closed mouth can keep up bullshit, let me know. Because I never heard of it a day of my life. To keep up mess and drama, you have to be doing what you guys have done all year long. And then you go, Kewana told me that it was only two girls. Make it make sense, Kenya. Make it make sense. Why would I just talk about one child and all three were there? All three were in question as to what happened. Why would I not speak on Naziyah being involved? And even if I did, let's just give it to you, right? Let's remove Naziyah from it. We still talking about two other children. And you're saying you put the post up in 2023, but the original post was in 2022. You reposted it in 2023, and that's all that can be found on the internet. Just like the argument that you had with your child in 2022 when it first began, when Kenya first put the post out, and you were going back and forth with the twins. They started for you first on the internet. Okay, let's be clear about that. They came for you on the internet first, and as a response, you put out the post. And now it's like you want to drag us and say, well, I did my part. I put up the post. The post wasn't recognized until Naziyah came up missing. So throughout all that time, we were still moving to help the children. But let's disregard that, Kenya and Roxy. Let's disregard that and drag us and say we did nothing when we did everything we possibly could without being removed. We're parents without being put in jail. I spoke on the fact that we were threatened by the police. We were threatened to be taken to jail. We have children. Should we have said, heck, forget our own children? Now, come on now. Make that make sense. Any parent, make it make sense. Do you say forget your own children? That's not saying we didn't love the rest of the children, but do we throw our own children out there and leave our kids with nobody? It don't make sense. It don't. Okay, it don't. It's no way I would leave out any child that was there. And not only that, you didn't just talk to me about it. You talked to Jernell and another family member outside of me. And Jernell can attest to telling you
Yep,
the
I told her
whole story.
the whole story. The whole story on why I called CPS on Shannon. A family member called me with Kenya on the phone. I ran her down the whole story. So she knew. Not only did she knew that Naziyah was one of the children, but the other child is a child who was still in the house. And then the other child, she personally spoke to that child's mother, and that child's mother confirmed the sexual abuse allegations. And that's the end of it. I don't know if she didn't call CPS, she didn't call the police, she didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Kewana.
And that was, we're talking 2 years prior to Naziyah coming up missing, because the original post again was made in 2022 and you reposted in 2023. But you, of course, you guys wiped the internet clean. From all the argument that went back and forth. The first post you made when you and your daughter was going back and forth, okay? And she was saying she's gonna come here and beat anybody down that's speaking against her cousin. And for saying that her baby daddy was a Pepto Bismol, a Pepto. That's what your daughter did, and you're acting like you don't recall all of these events happening. And then you made the post because they kept coming for you. So my question is, while you're trying to slander my name, and you're trying to slander Jernell's name, but mainly mine, of course, which doesn't make sense because we're both saying the same thing, but you keep coming for Kewana. I'ma tell everybody why. Let's talk about why you keep coming from Kewana, Kenya. Let's talk about why you keep coming for me, Roxy, because I'm actually y'all blood. Okay, Jernell not y'all blood. Y'all on my side. And y'all know that her people's not gonna have it. Y'all know that. You've seen it. You've seen it, Roxy, right? You know. I don't have to go into detail. You know that they not gonna have it. But y'all keep coming for me as if I'm afraid or I'm scared. But what I am is focused. That's what I am. I'm focused on what's really important. And y'all trying to take that from me. And you can't. Because that's what's really important. Okay? So it just don't make no sense. It don't. It
You can
don't.
keep on trying to say they not gonna ever get it. They're not gonna ever get it.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
basically, we went on there and we defended ourselves, and now I'm a bitch, a hoe, and I'm ratchet. She thought I was educated. Well, I am. I got 3 degrees. I'm very educated, and as soon as I graduate with this one on April 27th, I'm going back to get my PhD. So I'm very educated.
Let's go. Let's go. And then another thing, they keep saying what I am and what I'm not. Well, let me tell you what I am and what I've always been as a mother to my children. I've never turned my back on my children, Kenya. And it don't matter what decision any of my children make. Let me just say that because what you said on the internet, I don't even know where you're getting fed your information. But what I can say is you getting fed wrong. Okay? You can never say that I'm anything less than that with my children. All my children are graduates. 2 are in college, 1 headed for law school. So you can call me what you want to call me, but the facts speak for themselves. I can be anything that I was in my past. Great. I was dealt a shitty hand, and so was a lot of us. What I was determined to do is make sure my children rise above whatever chances I didn't have because of that shitty hand, you know, going back into the origin of our family, since we want to talk around what's really going on. I made sure that my children were doing what they needed to do and focus, and they still focused. Okay, they not out here running the streets. They don't have no felonies, no diss to nobody that do, because I'm not saying you can't come back from that. I don't have any felonies. Okay, while we talking about crimes, like I'm just out here involved in all these crimes, and why haven't I ever been to jail, Kenya? If I was the mastermind of a crime, I would have been locked up, right? You can't mastermind adults, right? People over 30. That doesn't make sense. If anybody make a decision to do anything, how you act like I rallied up a bunch of children and said, let's go do this. And you put out lies on people that they shouldn't even be talked about. You should even be speaking on what happened with my brother. It don't make sense. That's that division you're trying to cause. It's not enough that you try to cause division between me and Jernell. Can you take accountability? Okay. But now you get on the internet and try to cause division between me and my siblings. Whatever we go through, we're going to go through. But what do you have to do with that? The conversation is myself, Jernell, you, Roxy, what's been on the lines since then. And what's been on the lines is you guys have been slandering our names and mainly mine for no reason at all. None. Because we spoke our truth. Because we're against everything that y'all doing, that your daughter is doing. You know, that's the first thing to breaking chains, can you, Roxy? Since we talking about breaking chains, y'all wrapping the chains right around that y'all proclaim to be trying to break by trying to cause division amongst siblings, amongst family. Okay, there's many cousins that can say I've said to them that our family need healing. We need to heal. We need to work on that. But I guess this would be surfacing because somebody gonna get the idea to say, let's focus on healing. Because everything we say, you know, that we want to do or we shooting for, and that's fine. Do what you want to do, but just don't forget who said they want to do it first. That's all that I'm saying. And then try to drag us because we trying to do something on a positive level. You saying Jernell, you should have kept me quiet. Wait, that's something. I'm a grown woman. I've said I'm grateful that Jernell has been trying to keep me grounded. I'm
But
grateful
I'm
to that.
saying,
I'm
I
grateful
already
to
spoke
for
on that. Kewana, I saw that too. I was like, how I'm gonna keep Kewana quiet? I couldn't keep Roxy quiet. Who am I? But don't not forget, I'm uneducated.
mm,
But yeah, it just don't make no sense. And I done got 100 phone calls today, and all through the week of people telling me about like what is wrong with her. That's not you at all. Like you've been telling me about this forever. You reached out to me and tried to get my organization involved. People, girl, I'm tired of talking about them. I want to talk about Naziyah, girl.
right.
Get them
And you
people.
right, T. I mean,
Like somebody in the
I
comments said
just
something about be like Roxy who? King Who, and that's exactly what I'm about to start doing. I don't know those people, and that's pretty much the damn near truth for me. I really don't know Roxy. I just became reacquainted with Kenya since this stuff has went down with Naziyah. I other than that, I knew her as a child when I was a child.
huh.
What does she say? We don't know each other. Well,
Child, we go way back to
I'm gonna
Eureka.
rewind Kenya to Eureka, where my grandmother owned houses and my aunt owned houses and a beauty salon on Eureka. That's
Sure
how far I
did.
go back.
How old were we? What, 7, 8?
5 years
We were
old.
we were babies.
And then not only that, Kenya, I got a picture of me and Kewana in the net wedding, and I believe I got one of you, me, and Kewana in the net wedding. And I was 14. So me and Kewana didn't just get together when this case started with Naziyah. We've been together since 2022 and beyond that. Since we were
Yeah.
children, we haven't had encounters and grew up with each other. And you know that because you knew me as a child.
Mm-mm-mm. And it's like, why does that even matter? Like,
Yes, so
it's
I'm
like,
like, what
why?
is the thing? None of the stuff that she came and said had anything to do. My main focus was what went down with us and how she's. And I think I said 7 months. I don't think it was from September to December. We got slandered multiple times on the internet in September, said nothing. And then we did an interview in January. And we were asked questions and we just explained the situation. And then the slandering started, the subliminal started ever since then. And they can go on the podcast and say stuff about us, but as soon as we defend ourselves or speak our truth, then the slandering starts again. Now we bitches and hoes and all this different stuff again.
You speaking on my minor child? Come on now, make it make sense, can you? You speaking on my minor child? That speaks of your character right there. Like you gonna have to sit back and take your accountability. You're an elder of the family, seriously.
You
And
want
that
to
and that
answer,
and that sums that up.
right? You want to answer some stuff about people. Like a lot of people been asking about searches for Naziyah. Where we gonna search? Y'all know something I don't know?
Hmm. We
We didn't
have no
search.
leads.
We
We
have
are we
searched
have no
with
leads.
all the leads that we have had and came up with nothing. And we don't have any more information that you guys have. If we did, we would be continuing to search. Now, once the trial happens, we will have more facts and more information to try to search.
And the trial does not start tomorrow. Be clear. Let's be clear
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
the trial, and I don't know what everybody's been messaging me about tomorrow. Tomorrow is a calendar conference. From what I understand, they may not be up there 15 to 30 minutes. It's basically to set appointments for these different court dates.
And he might not even get brought out. More than likely, he won't.
He may not even be there unless something changes. For instance, it could be many different things that could change what can happen tomorrow. But tomorrow is not the trial. The case has only been bonded over. I guess I understand people. A lot of people don't understand how the system works, but um, the case has been bonded over from a lower court to a higher court. So therefore, you pretty much got to go through the same steps in this higher court that you went in the lower court.
That's right.
Okay.
That's absolutely
That's
right.
absolutely right.
And like she said, somebody just commented, you don't speak on the babies. That's right. They innocent bystanders. What would you speak on my child for, honey? My child is a high learner, headed for law school, and whatever her decision is in life, I stand with her. All my children. I will never turn my back on my children for any decision that they make in
Hey,
life.
Jernell, could you mute your mic, please? Go
Yeah,
ahead, Kewana.
I
I
don't.
stand with my babies. My daughter headed for that minor child you spoke on, headed for law school, honey, high learner and always have been. But as her elder cousin, it's crazy you would speak on her. And we talking about justice for Naziyah. You know, I love all the children. Let me say this real quick. Everybody wants to know if the children are in custody. I want to say this and I want to be real clear about this. It's never mine nor Jernell's want for them to be thrown off into foster care because things go down in those foster cares. It's stories I know from those that I love the most, and I would never want that for any child in my family. So it's not our goal to be hopping up and down about if they in a foster care. No, ma'am. No, we're trying to get custody, and we said that. Okay, we're trying to make sure that they're in a safe environment, whatever that means. We don't want them to just go off to some strangers and suffer more. They've suffered enough. Okay, so we not around here talking about, oh, take them, make them wards of the state and let them experience this, that, and the other. Y'all, everybody know what go down in them foster cares. Okay, that's never been my goal. Never. And we love all the children. Okay, all of them, every last one of them, and they know that. I hope they do. You know, there's many children in this family, many. And I don't feel like none of them should be not able to share that time of when we a memorial, a balloon release, none of that. They supposed to be front line. They are the future. They loved her. So anything that's involved, if we can't get all the children present, I don't care if it's a Zoom. Roxy, you could have did a Zoom for the balloon release. You had everybody in the community out there, and I didn't see one face that actually grew up with Naziyah, that loved her. These children that you don't know, we know, they're still hurting from that. And I'm not just speaking on mine, I'm speaking on all of them. They were hurting behind that day, that they weren't able to share that moment. That's how you do things. You set whatever you feel aside and you make sure, however you gotta make sure it's done, whether it's a big church and they in on the balcony, whatever it is, because I don't know the answer. But what I do know is you gotta make sure that happened. It's a lot of kids in my family, a lot of them. And they're innocent. They're innocent. They didn't deserve to experience anything that they have. They're hurting. And no, we don't agree with none of it. None of it. On down to the meet and greet with no, at no time. We spoke on that. There were 2 children in that house that we love. So at some point, y'all gonna have to take accountability. That's what I'm waiting on. And y'all want Annette and everybody to take accountability. Well, you gotta take it too. Y'all got to take some accountability too, darling.
You want to talk about Naziyah's mother
Hmm.
at the balloon release? She was looking for us. She was wondering why me and Kewana wasn't there.
Sure was. Get her thinking we out here dogging her out. I wanted to fight her. Really? I'm the one that Mama P was talking to. She didn't want you or Mark to know anything. Okay?
Mute your mic, Jernell.
Oh,
She didn't want you guys to know anything. And me and Jernell began to talk because that's who I trust. And then you guys eased into the conversation and it went from that to, okay, let's all go check on Lady. But to say that I was gonna harm my cousin, child, we done been through the thick of it. And I'm always right there whenever she needed me through her dark moments and stuff was going down. I was the one she called. I was the one that pulled up. And everybody know that. Everybody in my family know. And there's one other cousin. Okay? You saw me, you saw her. You saw her or you or the other one. And Jernell, we are the ones that she know the most. And yes, we did get left. And no, Jernell did not take that picture. She was on the phone with me. We were both upset. Because the game plan was we were going to go get something to eat first. Everybody was going to eat. Everybody, though the couple that was out there with us, because it was only a handful. And then we were all going to go check on Lady. That was the plan. But before that, it was just a me and Mama P conversation and Jernell. And Jernell ended up in the conversation because I called her over. And that's facts. So let's not make things up and throw them out there now. Let's be mature about this. Let's be honest, if anything. Now we supposed to be the ones that take the higher road. Well, we've been taking the higher road since this happened. Excuse me? We've been taking the higher road, and the facts are out. It's not even a point we need to prove because everybody can go back into the videos, the ones that haven't been you haven't took down, Roxy. But besides that, everybody can go back and see for themselves. They can't say, well, me and Jernell was slandering y'all on the internet and just dogging y'all out. No. What we did speak was facts. And if you upset about facts, I don't know what to tell you.
especially when you could have had a whole conversation with me. Never called.
Well,
And Kenya said she reached out to me. Yeah, you reached out to me weeks after the incident happened. I don't
exactly.
um I don't have time like that. It should have
Mm-mm.
been addressed immediately. When it was going down, before it went down, while it was going down, immediately after it went down, if there was a problem with me, you should have called me and addressed me. We could have had an adult conversation. I called you and told you what your daughter was doing. You told me that someone gave Tammy told her I was talking about her. And she had screenshots. And I sent you the screenshots from Tammy and my conversation, explaining to you that Tammy was only upset because I stopped talking to her. And then all this drama is going on. You said that you were going to talk to Roxy about and get the screenshots. Screenshots still have not surfaced. I still got mine, and I'm sure you got the all the screenshots I sent you. Roxy was not a subject of our conversation. It was all about Naziyah.
Sure was.
So while I'm thinking you're going to be the older person in the situation and the mother of Roxy and settle the situation, have us come to terms and figure it out and work it out and move on. You didn't reach out for me for almost 2 weeks. At that point, I was past it. There was nothing else to talk about. And I didn't talk about it anymore until January when I was asked about the situation on the podcast.
That's
So you
right.
didn't try to fix it at all. Oh, I no, you know what? Let me say. Maybe she did say something to Roxy because remember she made the little post, the half
Right.
ass. Well, I guess
Right.
I don't think that them girl what she say? I don't think that Mortal Kombat and Ramen Noodle had nothing to do with
Right.
Naziyah's disappearance or
Exactly.
her death,
Exactly.
and that was it.
That was it.
Never said I'm sorry for saying saying these things on I should have contacted you, etc. or whatever. I'm sorry that people vandalized your home. I'm sorry that people were sending you death threats. I'm sorry that people was calling your jobs and
Hmm.
jeopardizing your integrity at work. None of them I'm
I'm
sorry.
I'm
None of
sorry
them.
I put my cousins in harm's way. My younger cousins. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jernell. I put your children in your household in harm's way. I'm sorry. No, we never got any of that. But what we did continue to get is slandered on the internet. That's what we got.
Which you
The
know me,
damage was already done.
which you know me, I actually told Kenya, I don't need an apology from her because she said
Mhm.
what she said and she did what she did. She meant that shit. That wasn't no mistake or no accident. That was full total intention. You can't apologize for full and total intention.
That's right.
So she could have kept that apology and moved on.
That's right.
Like okay, I don't think people understand what I'm saying. I can sit in a room with Roxy and Kenya all day long, but I ain't gotta speak to them. We ain't even gotta make eye contact. So if Tootsie has something and she invites, yep, I can be there and I can be cordial and support Naziyah and support the cause. But you don't need to ask me that. You need to ask Roxy and Kenya that since they talk about snatching people up.
That's right. That's right. If it's about Naziyah, what's the energy? Why such violent and toxic energy if this is about Naziyah? You know.
And honestly, do you guys plan on doing anything a memorial for Naziyah?
Yes, we are planning. We are in the process of working on it. We are talking to people for the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
gonna
so
go
let's
through an
set a date.
agreement with them. They want to do it after the trial is over with.
And I'm gonna say, if it's not involving, I'm sorry, but it, it's to me. First and foremost, we got to talk about all the children in the family, especially the ones that lived with Naziyah and was close to her. Okay. Regardless of how we feel about whatever we feel, she still has a guardian. So when it comes to funerals and so on, first of all, we don't even have a body. We don't have a body. Like, just let that marinate through your brain for a minute. you know we w- I mean, I'm just not understanding. I'm not.
What's the rush? What's the rush for a memorial? First of all, Annette is Naziyah's guardian at the end of the day. So she is the one who anybody official is really going to allow to make decisions about anything done for Naziyah.
That's right.
Now, I have been in talk with other people, and they said they have not been able to reach Annette, and they've been talking to me, and they're not like it's not me planning the memorial. It's me working with them to plan the memorial because they are the people who work for the city of Detroit. They are the celebrities and the faces of the city of Detroit, and they are working with the city to put something together for Naziyah, and it's already been discussed that it will not be anytime soon. That we have this trial may not be done to next year. Do y'all see how long it took for Zion Foster trial to be complete? 3 years.
Yeah, sure, right. That's right.
3 years. So, what is the rush for Memorial? We haven't even got justice for her yet. There will be one, and it's going to be very symbolic when it happens. It's going to be beautiful. And
That's
there
right.
may be other people who have memorials, and that's beautiful as well.
Do y'all have anything else y'all want to say, Kewana or Jernell?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, same. You know, that's really much. I'm just trying to get everybody to understand that you know, we're tired of the back and forth. You know, this has truly thrown everything off and what's mainly important, you know, and that's been Naziyah, and that's again why we've been quiet and we've set back. But you know, some things just have to be said, and you know, honesty has to happen, and that's what this is. You know, I don't really know how else to say it other than that. Um, you know, we're tired of it. We want to focus on what we've been focusing on, you know, and that's Naziyah, getting complete justice for her. You know, we haven't even got there yet. Okay, so yeah, that's
Well,
pretty
y'all
much
keep
it.
your y'all keep y'all head up. Like I said, we here at the SD family absolutely support y'all. Okay, whenever y'all decide to do the memorial, we support that then and there. You know, so I wouldn't let the naysayers have hold any weight on what you guys decide to do and when you decide to do it. Thank y'all for tuning in and stay tuned.
That's
That's
right.
it. Have a good night.
I can't see nobody stopping us. We're unstoppable. Went through a whole lot of obstacles. I swear we did the impossible.